Hey guys, welcome to our first Professional Council Conference. Today's interviewee is Fred Saunders, who is a talented musician with many years of experience. Now, he responded to our questions with a document, so for this video, I will be reading out his answers to you. Please bear with me, it's very low quality, and the questions are said in a robotic voice, so let's get into it.
What is your job or jobs?
In a way, I have two full-time jobs. For my more standard 9-to-5 job, I work at Reckitt Benckiser as a regulatory/medical affairs scientist. In my other job, I'm the bass guitarist in a band called Jimmy and the Parrots. The former is without a doubt the most entertaining, fun job I've ever had.
So you have two careers. How do you balance being a medical affairs scientist and being a musician?
It all comes down to setting time aside to pursue music, whether it's playing in my living room or on stage. Playing music is critically important to me. I simply have to do it, and I make sure I set aside time to play.
What skills are needed for your job?
The most important skill is proficiency in your instrument or instruments of choice. I find that versatility, adaptability, as well as a strong work ethic and interpersonal skills are also very important.
What do you enjoy the most about being a musician?
Music is the ultimate creative release. The second I start playing on stage, all worries leave my mind.
What do you dislike the most about being a musician?
The most significant hurdle for me was mentally getting over the musical plateau. I ended up getting pretty good in a relatively short time. My progress started to level off after a few years. This is natural for many musicians. It took some time and soul searching, but I have progressed past the musical plateau blues. It's a matter of finding new ways to stretch your musical boundaries, and please remember that playing music is supposed to be fun.
What first got you into music?
I fell under the spell of music in the 80s and have played ever since. Also, my father played bass in a Beatle cover band during the 60s. I definitely picked up the music bug from him.
What genre of music do you play?
I play a wide range of music. I started with, and still love, straight ahead rock and roll. I've also played in blues bands, oldies bands, and a New Orleans inspired band. I'm a huge fan of the Beatles and Bob Marley. I have spent countless hours playing along with their records.
What instrument do you play?
My primary instrument is bass guitar. I also play trumpet and six-string guitar, but I play that very badly.
Can you describe what your second job is, or what you do?
I have worked as a scientist for years across several companies. My primary responsibility during this time was the design and conduct of clinical studies to support product launches and claims.
What types of classes should students take if they want to be a musician?
I spent many years in private one-on-one music lessons with the bulk of the emphasis on sight reading and music theory. Of course, this was in the days before the internet. So these days, there's literally a ton of great information in the way of online tutorials and lessons. I would suggest some music theory classes, but in my case, the best instructor was the radio. I remember playing along with the radio for hours a day in the 80s. It's a great way to develop both your ear and your song vocabulary.
What clubs or extracurriculars should students do if they want to be a musician?
I would suggest that aspiring musicians just get together, make some music, and have fun doing it. For some, this might be joining an ensemble at school, and for others, it might be playing rock and roll in a garage. Either way, you can't go wrong. Being able to musically interact with other players in a live setting is really what it all comes down to.
What were some of the challenges you faced at the start?
The biggest challenge for me was finding time in the day to play. This was especially true in my earlier days when I was working, attending night classes, and playing music at once. Thankfully, both of my parents were very supportive of my musical endeavors.
How busy are you day to day?
It's insane, especially in the summer when I am working during the day and playing out 4 times per week.
How long have you been a musician?
I started playing trumpet in 1980. I got braces in 1984 and quickly moved to the bass guitar around the same time.
Do you travel a lot for your music? And if so, where have you been?
I have been all over the country with Jimmy and the Parrots. We have played in many states across the US, Caribbean cruise ships, Mexico, Canada, and Ireland. Meeting interesting people from all of the country and beyond is the single best fringe benefit.
What are some important qualities in future musicians?
Musical versatility, a strong work ethic, and groove or feel. I would much rather play with a groovy player who appreciates space than a musician who plays 100 notes per second.
What advice would you give aspiring musicians?
My recommendation is to have fun making music with good people and never stop playing. I vividly remember making a vow to myself in my early days of play to always keep the music fires going. It is one of the best decisions I've ever made. Thank you for watching today's Professional Council Conference, or PCC. As always, information about our interviewees are in the description. If you want the transcript to this video, click the link in the description. It'll take you to our website. There is also information on there about volunteer opportunities, events and fundraisers that we host, and places you can donate to. Follow us on Instagram, that's also in the description, for more updates on any event. Email us at studentguidancecommittee@gmail.com for any questions, comments, and or concerns that you may have. Thank you and see you next time.